Here we go. We're dealing with the superpower called Apple Computer. And what do we have? We have a complete monthly expiration of 11/19 that ends right here, starting with calls and put strategies. From 12/17 period that starts from here of the 360 put and the 360 call deep in the money all the way up to the 420 call. I will throw in here a $400 call that is tradable right along with the in the money $400 put for December, so that we can watch the mathematical pricing control inflated or deflated. Here are some of the open interest. So on that 420 call, you got 18,000 contracts open. Here in the month of 11/19, on a call, $400 call, you got a bigger open interest of 20,000 for this coming monthly expiration that will start tomorrow. Today's date, it's a wonderful day. It's 11/13/2011. It's a Sunday. And we will be taking a look at where we can make volatility purchases that up and out of the money. We're also going to be watching at the strike price of 385. Okay? And we'll go over some more of this right here in a moment. But one of the things we'll be looking at is how much premium that they'll take out of the 380 call for a possible entry, and what the imbalances is. First, I'm going to start with the standard weekly chart. The 10-week moving average is being violated at 393.80 in the standard public model. That blue line is a 10-week. We've come down, and once again, even when Steve Jobs was alive, we don't very seldom get below these key weekly moving averages, but Apple always returns and its trends very quickly. Right now, we have what we call a pullback reversal to that 20-week, and can flag the 20-week moving average. If I can get the number out of here correctly, it looks like it's 382.70. That's the rising red line, which is bullish. And so we have pulled back down here where the 10-week standard public analysis at 393.80 is going to be potentially with the public that upside resistance. What I will show MMTs in our platform, which is going to be very precise in this brain here, okay? And what we're going to be looking at is that when we look at the market maker platform, we can see that each one of these are a half delta movement, and it looks like pretty big prices in this movement. Nonetheless, what we're going to show the MMTs is, now that Apple made this super high, is where is this pullback going to be strong? Well, we already know that down here where we had the gap, that this major teeny line right across this area right here, that's about $380. Now, granted that the name Apple, that Apple closed at 384.62 on 23 million shares. Here's Friday's closing stats. 380 was a low, and it definitely bounced off of that $4. We already have the evidence that in our platform that we've got a major support area right down here above that 380 handle. We're going to be looking for the opportunities. The thing about it is the 10-week moving average in our system is pointing downwards. The very same system in the weekly chart on a standard chart, as you can clearly see the differences, that rising 20 week just so happens to be at 382.70. If we sell through it, we're going to go lower. And this is the bottom ultimate support line at where Apple's always found support right around that 360 area to make 52-week highs, bouncing strong off of those levels. The key level that we're looking for is that this drop down would only be a wick slightly below there, and that 373.90 or 374 will hand that would be where this breakout bar to that high reversal here. That lower trend line right there will hold as our support level within this trend structure on this weekly chart. One of the things that we're going to be looking at is where the percent DS is. It's definitely not an overbought. It's 58.67. When we were at the highs, we were up here at 72.4. So we're not overbought. We know that. It's the best of the breed. We know that. So now I'm going to go to the call and put strategy. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to take a look at that 380 call that will expire on 11/19 next week on the monthly. Here's what we're going to do. And we know that when we put in the daily call, that this daily call was up here at $50 back on, and I can give you the date, 10/17. That's not that long ago. That's less than a month ago. They were $50. We like them down here at 770 was 11.11 low, and the high was $12. So this contract is getting very deflated at the 380 call. It's not inflated. Inflated is up here, and they come down. Inflated was up here again, and they've come down to an all-time low and the 380 call. Now, having said that, we're going to take over here in another daily chart, and we're going to go right here at a 385 put. That's in the money. And that the lows here on the 385 put were 94 cents. And from 94 cents, they went to a high, believe it or not, of 990. You had 20 contracts, you just made $18,000 in 3 days. Bottom line. And that the put here, unlike this call, was deflated, and they've come back up to $9.90. This is the put side that got deflated, and now it's come up. We're going to see how they mark down the value here, and how if the equity holds that 380 support level, we're going to look at buying the call for the monthly. On the same token, further out, we would take a look at what a 380 call for the month of December cost. Well, they were up here at $55. This was inflated. They had great moves to buy and sell, but now that this contract hit a low of $16.90 at the 380 strike price, which is $4 in the money, that this is getting on sale. So we're definitely going to be watching the 380 call. We're definitely going to be watching the $400 call that was way up here at $40. But remember, Apple Computer, they've lost a lot of confidence. So what? They're delivering. And we believe that Mr. Cook is going to do well. And we also believe that the lower that we go here, the more money we make when we buy deflated. We've taken all the risk out. All the people that have been buying calls, most of them have turned them into a loser because they've been taking the premium out. When the company gets its great support in Apple, we are going to buy Apple at that major support and that major reversal, and we are going to look at various different call strike prices, as I've shown here today, to trade. There are many of them, and basically we're going to watch where this trend started at 370 right here to 426. Gap down, has come back down. Is that where does the name hold that lower support level, and then we chug back up. Once again, we believe that Apple is executing. The problem is worldwide, in Hong Kong and Japan, they sold every phone. Their new phone was sold out in 3 hours. It's not a problem selling the product. It's a problem, can I make enough product to get to market to keep those numbers up there, is what Wall Street is doubting. We don't doubt it. We know that they're kicking on all cylinders, and we also believe the new CEO will surprise Wall Street with Apple Computer. It's not going anywhere, and the management team is sound. And when all the speculators and all the doubters get out of the name, that's going to be the perfect time for us to buy at the major support level. Maybe it will be here at the half diamond. It's holding. Maybe it's going to come down and fill in the top diamond of where this gap was. and we set up. Wherever it sets itself up, we'll definitely looking at a $400 call up and out of the money, and that's a December year-end trade that was just 4 days ago. That contract was $18.15. $10 of premium have been stripped out. Great time to make money on the bellwether Apple. Call and put ratio across the board. We're going to look at where the put side, the 385 put, that's slightly at the strike price, where they mark that down in value and mark this side up in value. Long that side, they take this put side down. Once again, it's been a pleasure for us to bring to you the calls and strikes, the dates, the calls, the put strategies on bellwether Apple. We're making some very serious money during the holiday season. And we're going to buy the stock when it's on sale. We're going to get the calls when they're deflated. We're going to buy it, lock it in, hold it, and make a great gain on Apple Computer. We'll also be looking at the put side so that we got protection during the volatility to the downside.